good breeze here in my room. Yeah, here we go. We're gonna take a tour of the patio here, the balcony. Go around, come back around to the other side, and back in. How do you like that? Huh? That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. See?
Big one, isn't it? Look at that. Heading in. Okay, I know we shouldn't go in here, but we are. Here we go. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Right by the water, man. You did a good job. Fish tacos here. Okay, I have to admit, that was pretty good. Senor Frogs had the fish tacos. They were excellent. A little spicy, perfect. And there we go. Had people going to either side of me there. But that place was getting going. Give it a couple of hours and it's going to be crazy in there. Trying to get all these people in the boat here. Here we go.
Monday, right here, guys. Just about a week ago, we had the largest cruise ship in the world, Port of right here. My favorite beach. Take it all off right here. Once the new beach right here. The government, they also had to shut this down because of too many boating accidents. Forget your tour guide. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Our guy gave us a little talk on the way over, 10 minutes, $4, not bad at all. Okay, I think it's time to do a Q&A since I'm just sitting here in Nassau. Mill 34, how many days would you say you work a month? It seems to me like you have a pretty crazy schedule. Yes, I have a pretty crazy schedule. I work a lot of days. You know, it's hard to say because it goes up and down all the time. I mean, I may have a week where I fly every day, and the next week maybe one day, and then, you know, 4 days, and then 3, and then this, office work, flying, you know, then like today where I'm sitting in Nassau. It's hard to say. I don't know. Mystical Stingray, I'm a videographer myself, and I have to say that you do a badass job with your camera work. It's amazing. I should learn from you. Well, thanks, Mystical Stingray. Okay, this is what I got. I got this little suction cup here that I attach my GoPro to. That cost me $9.99. It was really cheap, but it works. It works well. Stick it to the side window here, and it looks out that way. I just now got a GoPro 4. I was originally using the GoPro 3, and it's got a suction cup also. Stick that there, and it looks outside. It's pretty easy, basic, simple, nothing fancy. Put that away. Put that away. The other thing I use my phone, I have a Samsung Galaxy S6 that I use. That's what I use when I'm walking around. Anything that you see that is not a fixed shot out the front, I use my GoPros for that. 90 to 95% of everything else with my phone. I walk around with my phone like that. I have a camera. I've got a Sony a6000. I have no idea how to use it. I put it on automatic. I use this when I want people to think I actually know what I'm doing. you know, take some pictures, look cool. I wish I did know what I was doing. I'd love to take a class. But unfortunately, with this type of job, you can't do that. If I took a college course every Wednesday, sure enough, first class, you know, I would be out flying. Second class, I'd show up, oh, hey, I'm sorry, I'm late, I'm a pilot. I'd show up then on the fifth class, once again. I mean, it just would not work. So I got to work something out for that. For editing, I use PowerDirector 14. I started with version 9. I really would dread switching to another editor. At least I know how to use this one. But it continuously locks up my computer. These files are so big, working with them, if you're doing a lot of editing, my laptop can't handle it. If I'm on a trip, I'm on this 5-day Bahamas trip, I can't do any editing. So everything comes to a stop. Boom. Until I get home. Then I have my desktop computer that I work. Even with that, it freezes up. I have to restart it. Michael Stern. To me, the external noise was a little much. I've watched some other video and you could not hear hardly any noise. How does that work? Great video. Thanks, Michael. I just wanted to comment on this because there is quite a bit of variation from one video to the next from the flying stuff. And the reason for that, a lot of times, is dependent upon what other stuff I'm doing. I'm actually working as a job. Everything that surrounds that flight and that job comes first. When you see me make a video, it's because I actually had time to make a video. Now, the quality of it will vary depending on how much time I have. If there's not a lot of time, but I've got these little sections where I can do something, then you'll see like the video out the front of the cockpit, but you may not have sound. Because in order to get the sound, I've got to set up the little digital recorder to capture the sound. So there's a lot of times there just is not time for that. My job a lot of times is very fast paced. We get going right away, boom. And like I said, the making of the video is the last priority. It's just the way it is. So when you hear that, that means there was no cockpit audio, because what I will do is I will record the ATC separate with the digital recorder. The GoPro will capture the ambient sound of the air inside the cockpit, because there is more noise in the cockpit. I'll sync those two up, bring down the noise a little bit, and you will get at that point a very good representation of what we as pilots actually hear in the cockpit. Because I'm wearing earplugs, that drops down the engine and air noise. I turn up the volume of the audio, that goes up. And so I can clearly hear the audio, but I can still hear what's going around me in the airplane. And what I try to do when I can set it up like that is give you a feeling for what it's actually like, what we're hearing. When you can hear me talking and the co-pilot and I talking back and forth over the intercom and the ATC and all that, you're pretty much hearing exactly the way we would hear it. Now, some people, what they will do is they will make these videos, these aviation videos, and completely remove the engine and the airflow sound. And that's great. You can hear the ATC audio communications much better. But it's not exactly what we as pilots are hearing. And sometimes I'm just lazy. Starnes, only watch 2 videos and subscribe. Love the content. Hopefully I'll be doing that one day. Taking my private pilot check ride this coming Friday. I'm only 17. Good for you, Philip. I hope it goes well. Let us know. I'd love to do some corporate or maybe fly for MAF. I don't know what MAF is. Then go to UPS or FedEx. That would be fun. Yeah. My question is, what took you so long? 2 videos to subscribe? Philip, come on. What's going on? Gosh. Scott King, love the video as always. Just got my multi-engine rating. Your company looking for any right-seaters eager to learn. Great question, Scott. If I were in your position, I'd ask the same thing. We don't need any. Along with this type of question, which I tend to get, I also get, you know, how much experience is your company looking for, that type of thing. Do you have any turnover? Our turnover is almost 0. Everybody that I work with, because I mostly work for one company, sometimes I do some stuff for others, and it always tends to be the same group of people, have 14,000, 15,000 hours. One guy retired from the Air Force, then retired from American, and the Air Force he flew Air Force One. Lots and lots of experience. It's kind of hard to compete with, I know, frustrating. I was doing that, so I definitely understand. Okay, Tim Old, time to spare, go by air. Looking forward to seeing your new ride. Yep, time to spare, go by air. You're absolutely right. That is so true, Tim. That is so true. Rich Piano, would you ever have interest in flying for the airlines like Southwest? Sure, but they probably don't have any interest in me because mandatory retirement age now is 65, and I'm in my late 50s, so they would not get that much use out of me, not what they really want to when they're investing in you for that type of thing. Coffee Singer, gorgeous last-ish flight. You should carry an electric skateboard, folding scooter to explore beyond the pilot lounge would make better video than lounge shots between flights. I would agree, but then my videos would come to an end when I break my neck, smash my skull against the curb or something like that, and it would just be a sad ending to another YouTuber. So I'll have to skip that. But I do agree, that would be cool. Michael Stern, how many types of aircraft do you fly? I have 9 type ratings. Those type ratings, a lot of them actually cover a whole range of subgenres of those, like the Citation 500 type covers a lot of stuff. I mean, that covers the Citation 500, 501, Citation 1, Citation 2, the Bravo, the Ultra, the Encore, the Citation SP. What am I leaving out here? All of which I've flown. I've flown a lot of things, Michael. Did you fly the Citation M2 solo? That's from Michael Midizek. Yes, I did. I fly it solo a lot. Mach Speed 767. So much great stuff going on the Slaves fly. Great shots of the interiors, the Caravan, the M2, and the M2 is such a nice airplane, by the way. That was a lot of flying in one day. Awesome, cool stuff post-flight of the M2 at the N2. Question, were you PIC in the Caravan? Yes. Did you have to get certified for that aircraft, or is it one of those things where you can just fly since you're rated in the multi-engine jet? I'm not a pilot, so excuse the ignorance. No problem, Mach Speed. That's actually a good question. There is no specific training required in the aircraft because of the fact you have to have a pilot's license. But it is a single-engine airplane under 12,500. So there's no specific type required to, that you have in order to fly it. You probably should get some training in it if you've never flown one before. Insurance companies a lot of time will require specific training going to flight safety or something like that. So what I did is I went to the Cessna Citation factory, did the acceptance flight with the factory pilot. We flew around for 45 minutes. He showed me how to start it. We did an approach, different things, steep turn stall, came back around. Great, it's ours. Then he and I flew it over to Wiley Post Airport where he got a new interior. We left it there. The next time I flew, I went out on the airlines, picked it up, flew it over to flight safety, went to a 3-day recurrent, walked in, and everybody's in the meet and greet and say, how much time you get, how much time you got, up. I got 3 hours. Oh, yeah, well, we're entering the initial course, because I don't need the initial course. It's like they wanted me to take this 8-day course in the Caravan. I'm saying, what am I going to do for 8 days? I mean, seriously, what are you going to do? But, well, and really, I can see their point, because part of the Caravan is that G1000. If you've never flown the Garmin 1000, it really helps to get some training on that. But I had already flown a lot with Garmin 1000s, Garmin 3000s, and there was absolutely no trouble whatsoever getting and doing that. I've got thousands of hours of PT6 time and King Airs, and it's a Pratt Whitney engine. So, I studied up on it. Knew my memory items, limitations, all that stuff. And I flew the damn airplane. They're probably still hunting for me. Yeah, the guy in the class, he's like, you did what? Yeah, I did do that. Here's the story. And I'm telling you this story because I get asked this question all the time. And it basically runs along the lines of this. Have you ever declared an emergency? Have you ever had an emergency? And if so, what did you do? Well, I've had several. I've never declared an emergency, but fortunately, ATC has been thoughtful enough to do it for me. And the one I'm going to tell you about is I used to fly freight. I used to fly freight in Cessna 210s at night. Single pilot, no autopilot, no radar, no weather display, no GPS. It was just a basic airplane. Very basic. Okay, so we flew all over the Midwest. We went to Chicago, Memphis, Little Rock. We went to Indianapolis, Des Moines, different places. So one night I'm flying, and I fly into, I think it was Harrison, Arkansas. Low ceilings. So I'm inbound to the final approach fix. Cross the final approach fix, lower the gear, start down, go down to the MDA. level off, I brake out, and I can see the airport up ahead. Okay, now you notice I made a little mistake here. Okay, but you know, I recovered from it. And as soon as I see the airport, I know there's another freighter coming in behind me. This was like some type of multi-engine freighter. I don't know what it was, but I knew he was coming in behind me. He's waiting to shoot the approach. They won't do it till I cancel. So I tell ATC, field in sight, cancel IFR. Pull out my checklist, check, look down, and instead of 3 green, I see 2 green. Oh shit. Okay. So I'm below the clouds. I started doing the checklist real fast for the gear not down and locked, and I'm pretty sure that was you had like a little crank handle you used. Did it as far as it would go. Procedure complete. No light. Okay, I got a problem here. So I'm thinking I got a guy probably coming in right behind me. I can't land. What I did was I initiated the mist, headed out on that, just went ahead and went up. Fortunately, the layer was probably only, I don't know, 1,500 feet or something like that. Get up on top where I can see, and I couldn't get ATC down low. I'd been trying to call them, tell them what's going on. Get up, call them, tell them, you know, where I'm at, what's going on, what I did, confess. And tell them I got a gear problem. So, okay, well, what are your intentions? And I said, I'm going to head down to Fort Smith, because that was the bigger airport down there that actually had a tower and emergency vehicles and stuff like that. And it was nighttime. So I'm heading down to Fort Smith, and there's like a little pop. No, it wasn't even a pop. It wasn't a pop. It's just all of a sudden, the intensity of the cockpit lights went down. I look over, and my alternator, it's dead. I can't reset it. Do the checklist. I've lost my alternator now. So basically, I've got the gear problem. I've lost the alternator. And here's the point about all this. Just because you have one emergency doesn't mean you can't have 2 at the same time. So I'm still heading towards Fort Smith, a ways out, and I can see the glow of it, even though I can't see it. I tell ATC, okay, I'm going to shut down. When I get in range of Fort Smith, I'll come back up and give you a call, because my battery's going to die. I can't just leave it running. Shut it down, go dark. So I get in within sight of Fort Smith, turn the battery back on, call ATC, and they said they had declared me as an emergency aircraft. We'll have emergency vehicles out there for you, and they switched me over to Tower. Tower now says, we've got the trucks out waiting for you. They're requesting that you do a low flyby, and tell us when you're ready. Look to the left, and we'll shine the lights on you from the right, and we'll check and see if you got gear down. So that's what I did. I did a low flyby. Told them already, look to the left. They shine the lights. They're saying it appears to them that the gear is down, but they don't know if it's locked or not. So we land. I made a nice smooth landing, and everything was fine. So I pull over, get out. The fire department guys come over to get my information and stuff like that. Once they leave, I get out a flashlight. I look under one side. Okay, see how that looks. I looked on the other side. I'm thinking, wait, these two do not match. And basically what had happened, we'd had something break, and because of the way the Cessna 210 is built with its gear actually angled back, it had stayed extended on that side just from the forward momentum of the airplane. You know, I didn't hit any bumps or anything like that. So we did put the airplane up on jacks because it was definitely not locked down on that side. Hey, but the point of that is, you know, if you don't declare an emergency, they'll do it for you. But it's better to fess up right away, get all the help you can get, let them know what's going on. They can't help you if they don't know. So you might as well say something. Get priority handling if you need it. So that's that story. I've got some other stories, but I don't have time to tell you that because I gotta go ride the water slide, you know. A little breezy up here. Beautiful day in the Bahamas. Beautiful day. Somebody's having a party. Okay, we're here for a magic show. Gonna get some popcorn. We were sitting at the bar last night, and the people that I flew down here Sunday,
came up to us, and they gave us free tickets to the magic show.
Okay. So that's what we're doing now, the magic show. Well, the magic show was very good. Enjoyed it. We're heading now to get some dinner. Heading over to Margaritaville.
I like the balloon heads. It looks pretty cool.